चाहत मिले, उनको पाकर के जन्मों की चाहत मिटे। देखे जो उनको एक नजर से, देखे जो उनको एक नजर से, सुख से भरा रस फिर वही पाए, फिर वही पाए। ज्योति सा बिंदु सबके मन को जीत वो लेता, हर दिल का मीत करता उनसे प्रीत, तो बदले उसका नसीब। बनाता है जीवन को दिव्य सा दर्पण, बनाता है जीवन को दिव्य सा दर्पण। उजला जैसे कमल मुस्कुराए, कमल मुस्कुराए। ज्योति सा बिंदु मन को लुभाए, चम चम चमके ब्रह्मा के तन में, जैसे अंधेरे में मणि जगमगाए, मणि जगमगाए, मणि जगमगाए, मणि जगमगाए।
Om Shanti, Shireen Ben.
Om Shanti. How is everyone doing?
Shireen Ben, we are all doing wonderful. Even better when we see your smiling face, it just feels so amazing.
So before we start, hold on, I can't see very well without my glasses. Before we start, does anyone want to share from last, there you go, from last week? Or anything. You can share about anything. It doesn't have to be last week. Not all of you talk at the same time. All right. So since no one is saying anything, you know, what did you like last week? Have you been thinking about the golden age? What's going on in your mind about the golden age?
Shireen Ben, I only think of ruling the world there. To me, that image has been from the beginning. So I just don't know, you know, I was trying to imagine me dancing with Brahma Baba. That was not coming very natural. Unfortunately, looks like I'm not the 111 with Baba who could be dancing.
We're all one.
But, you know, the Shubi Ras, like I told you, has always, you know, tickled me. And just the music part of it, about, you know, how everything, the winds will be naturally musical, and all of those things are very enchanting for me, honestly. I just would like to be in that world now, immediately, if possible.
Anyone else? Okay. So today we will talk about, so last 2 weeks we spoke about the physical structure of the Golden Age. And so today we will talk about human systems, how human beings interact and what happens with human beings in the Golden Age. And so one of the things I keep sharing with you is that these are revealed teachings, and also how we have to really create a new paradigm, the Golden Age, in our hearts and in our heads before it will become a reality. So I've been sharing that before. I want to say something about revealed teachings. One of the things I always feel very proud of, pure pride in Baba's teachings, is how much detail Baba has. Um, if you look at any teachings, no, Baba has some fundamental basis, pillars of knowledge, right? Whether it's the soul, whether it's the supreme soul, whether it's the drama, whether it's karma, whether it's the golden age, whatever, he has some fundamental pillars. And how much Baba really gives us about these fundamental pillars. And so, like, he really is the ocean of knowledge when it comes to these fundamental pillars of knowledge. And so, I feel one of the things that I feel a lot of pure pride in is how much Baba has given us about the Golden Age itself. And so, all of the things that I'm going to be sharing today are excerpted from Baba's Murlis. I might have changed a word here or there from the translation, not from the original. If I felt the translation was not right, I changed a word here or there. But these are exact excerpts from Baba's Murli. So these are revealed teachings. And one of the things I always tell people when I'm even talking to new people or talking to, friends, when I was working at the university and stuff, my professors, and even now professors and all, when I'm talking to them, and I always tell them about the Golden Age, that we have revelations, and these revelations talk about this Golden Age, and this is our understanding that we are going to go to the Golden Age. And I feel people are very open nowadays when you talk like that, because if you think about anything, the Bible is a revelation, the Gita is a revelation, let's say even the newer religions like the Course in Miracles or whatever, those are revelations. And they have no problem telling people that they're revelations. So we shouldn't also ever feel, um, hesitant about telling people we have revelations and these are the revelations. And the revelations are very detailed. And why are we getting these revelations now is because the world is at the cusp of a major change. It's more than, more than 1,000 years, once in several thousand-year change that is happening in the world right now. And many physicists, different from different groups of branches of science like physics and even astrology, which some people might not consider it a science, but I do. So everyone from different walks of life are saying that we are in a time of cusp, right? We are at a time when things are going to change. And so Baba is also saying that these are revelations, and we are at a time of major changes in the world. And that is why we have these revelations at this time. And the new world that is coming is going to be like this. And the new world is the land of immortality. There is no land of immortality for two reasons, Baba calls the Golden Age the land of immortality. One is that there is no untimely death. So a soul will be in a body for 150 years, which is the lifespan of a human body in the golden age. The soul will be in the body for 150 years, and after 150 years, naturally will leave the body. So, one, there is no untimely death. That is why it's the land of immortality. And two, it's the land of immortality because once you do leave the body, you never feel death. You feel like you are getting rid of something old and getting something new. You never feel sorrow. No one around you is feeling sorrow. Very happily, you go from one body to the next. And so there is no feeling of death. So that is the reason why Baba calls this the golden age, the land of immortality. And this paradigm shift from this old world to the new world, we have to do in our minds before it happens in reality. And so these now begin the excerpts from the Murlis. There will be one happy and perfect family. The king and the people are all equal. Even though there are different types of status, all live as a family. No one will say that this one is a servant. There will be positions and there will be work, but there will not be the feeling of someone being a servant. Just as in a family, in all relationships, there will be the pleasure of happiness. It is a happy family, a powerful family, complete with all forms of greatness. And for me, this is one of the best aspects of the golden age is that yes, it is a monarchy. Yes, there is a king and the queen and the emperor and a maharaja and maharani, emperor and empress. Um, there is all of that, but there isn't this feeling someone is inferior than you, superior than you. You don't have that feeling. Everyone is equal. Everyone is equal. And I always feel that is something we have to strive for right now. For us to feel like everyone is equal, we are not less than anyone or we are not more than anyone. And the other thing is that it is one family. We are brothers and sisters of one family. No one is better than you, no one is less than you. And if anyone is in sorrow, you make sure that you're helping these souls. And so this is why there in the golden age, it is one happy family. Everyone are equal. That is the most amazing thing about the golden age. So we say, in countries like India or the United States, it's a democracy and everyone is equal, everyone has one vote. But I mean, systemically, we do, look down on people. Some people don't have as many rights as the other people, things like that, right? In the golden age, it's not like that. It is one happy and perfect family and everyone are equal. And also, yes, there will be some people in the family doing, let's say, if my job in the family is to clean the kitchen, right? Even now, if my job in the Tampa family is to clean the kitchen, which I do, I'm not doing it because I think I'm the servant. I'm doing it because it is my duty in the family to do something, and that's what I do as my duty. And so that is how you feel in the golden age. You don't feel, oh, you're the servant, that's why you're cleaning. There are no servants in the golden age. Everyone is equal and everyone comes into relationship with each other as a family. That's a very important thing to remember, that we come into relationship with each other in the golden age as a family. There is no feeling that someone is an outsider. There's no feeling that someone is a servant, or no feeling that someone is a king or a queen. No, everyone feels like they are masters of the world. And here we have Lakshmi and Narayan in front of their palace. In the golden age, because of monarchy and the right to the kingdom, the people are always full with all forms of wealth, always overflowing with every commodity, and always in the royalty of kingship in every birth. Each one has all attainments in life. The attainments will be serving from all sides. No one has any desires for attainments, but all attainments will desire that their masters are served. So this is the other aspect of the golden age, right? So the first aspect is that feelings of equality, and the second aspect is the feelings of being full. Um, so in every way, you're content in the golden age. You have enough wealth. You feel you're part of a community. You feel you have, family. You feel everything, right? There is abundance of everything. So inside, there is no feeling of lack in the golden age. So one is this feeling that everyone is equal, and the second is this feeling of fullness, this feeling of completeness in the golden age. Not only this feeling of full and completeness, but this feeling of full and completeness comes from the fact that if I have even an inkling of anything, that matter will present itself even before I think about it. It's ready to serve me. So if, let's say, I'm dancing in the garden, and even before I feel that, oh, I need to drink juice, there will be a tree in front of me with fruit juice trees, right? And so, like that, so you don't need to have desires, you don't need to think about it. There is this fullness, but also not only this fullness, but all attainments are waiting for us to use them. There will be an emperor and an empress, so Maharaja and Maharani, the masters of the golden age. Such an elevated reward must definitely have been given to them by the creator of heaven. In heaven, there will be constant happiness. The family tree of deities will first be small and then grow. It will be called the world of immortality. And I always think about in the Ramayana, right? Even though it's a story about a different time period, it's very applicable to right now for us. Um, that you cannot have the kingdom of God without God. And so here what Baba is saying is there is an emperor and empress, but who gave them that, right? Baba gave them that. And so we shouldn't ever forget. We shouldn't ever forget Baba. And we shouldn't ever forget to give credit to what is happening in our lives to Baba. And I feel if we try to enjoy anything in the world without giving Baba credit, because Baba is the one who's doing it, then I feel there is no enjoyment. Then we become like Ravan, because Ravan wanted to enjoy Sita without Rama. And so, how can you enjoy? So, let's say Sita are, in this case, are, any kind of material comforts, anything, right? Anything is Sita. And Rama is, of course, God, and Ravan is the five vices. So the five vices in us, if they make us enjoy comforts or enjoy name or fame or anything without giving credit to Baba, then what we are doing is we are enjoying Sita without Rama. And you know what happened to Ravan, right? He didn't have the best of endings in Ramayana. And so the same thing will happen to us. And recently I've been reading a lot on people who do U-turn. People who do U-turn is a phrase that they use in religious philosophies. What they say is that there are certain people, like any guru comes, no? Any guru becomes famous. Um, while the guru is alive, everything is okay, but within 10, 15 years of the guru passing away, that a lot of the people will do a U-turn. And what that means is they will go to the guru. So the first you're approaching the guru with reverence and everything, and you feel all of that. And then you will take what the guru has given you, and then you will turn back and sell it as though it is coming from you. That knowledge is coming from you. So we can do it while Baba is alive, and we can do it anytime, right? If in our own heads, I'm not saying we are doing it with other people, but even in our own heads, that if I do not understand that it is Baba who is giving me what it is that I need for the golden age. It is Baba who has made them emperor and empress, masters of the world. And we should never forget that, because he's the creator of heaven, and he's the one who will make us residents of heaven. So this is another picture of the golden age. I always like looking at some of these pictures, especially where there are a lot of people like this one, because I see that there must be a lot of interaction with people in the golden age. And so I'm guessing I'm going to be playing with all of you in the golden age for sure. So we must all be there in this picture. So identify yourself in this picture, who you are. This is someone recently asked me, so are there no men in the golden age? Why do they all look like that? Because both men and women look very similar in the golden age. There is no difference, major difference. You can't really tell. So there are men there. They also look like women. In the golden age, there is no sorrow, but there is a difference between wealthy and less wealthy people. In the world today, both the poor and the wealthy are in sorrow, whereas there, people of all levels of wealth will be happy. There will be a difference, but no one will have sorrow. So one of the things that we need to understand about language, did I speak to you about language? Did I share anything about language last time? I don't remember.
Just a little bit. We talked about a variation of Hindi or maybe not Hindi.
It's not Hindi. It's not Hindi. It will be a brand new language. It will be a beautiful new language. Baba, in the past, when the dadis were very young, he used to tell the dadis that because they were talking in Sindhi and he wanted them to start talking in Hindi. So he used to tell them in the golden age it will be pure Hindi, but pure Hindi is not, you know, there is nothing called pure Hindi, because Hindi is actually a combination of Sanskrit and Urdu. Um, and so you do have those strands, but so there is no really pure Hindi. Um, but the other, that's not what I wanted to talk to you about today, not that. Language changes, right, over time. Language changes, even English, let's say. It's very different from when Shakespeare wrote English, right? If you try to go read Shakespeare right now, you're not going to understand too much of it. So language changes. Over time, language changes. So when we go into the golden age, also language will change. And there will only be one language. Everyone who is in the golden age, everyone who is on earth at that time will speak one language. That is why Baba says it's one kingdom, one language, one family, like that, right? Everything is one, one, one. There is no duality in the golden age. But what I want to share is, in that language of the golden age, there is no word for sorrow. So if you let's say in the last 100 years, right? If you look at mental illness, there's so many words for mental illness. You know, before it used to be just that person is crazy. Now you have bipolar, you have depression, you have, you know, schizophrenia, you have multiple personality disorder. You have 100 not 100 million, but you have so many forms of mental illness. So many forms of mental illness. And that only happened in the last 100 years. So 100 years before, let's say 500 years ago, you couldn't go to someone and say, hey, you're bipolar. No one would understand you because there was no word called bipolar and there was no illness called bipolar at that time. And so in the same way, if you go back 5,000 years into the golden age, there is no word for sorrow. There is no word for sorrow in the golden age because there is no sorrow. There's absolutely no sorrow. So there are no words to describe sorrow. But, there's a but here. The level of happiness of the purest souls in the golden age, which will be the emperor and empress, the purest souls, and then, you know, like that. It's all number wise everywhere. Number wise according to the effort we make at this time, is the level of happiness will be different. And that is what Baba is saying. That there is a difference between the happiness of the emperor and empress, and there is a difference between the happiness of the subjects. Everyone will be happy, but the level of happiness will be different. In the golden age, there is one religion and one language. Multiplicities of religions and languages will not exist there. There will be only the ancient original religion of the deities Adi, Sanatana Devi, Devta, Dharma. There will be one sovereignty, one religion, and one language which are currently being established at this time of the confluence age. Therefore, in that place, there will be one direction, the kingdom of the emperor and empress. And so, like I said before, there is no duality in the golden age. Absolutely no duality. And when Baba says there is one religion, the dharma is translated as religion here. So Adi Sanatana Devi Devta Dharma. So in Adi Sanatana Devi Devta Dharma, what that means, this idea of one religion, is that the religion is of non-violence, the religion is of purity and peace. And so in the golden age, see, in the copper age, there is a difference between the religion and state, right? So the people, you have religious heads and then you have state heads. You have the kings and queens and then you have the religious heads. And that is why in the Catholic Church, so many atrocities happened because of this and how they misused it. The religious heads misused, and then the kings refused, and even the Church of England, right? Why did the Church of England happen? Because Henry VIII wanted to behead or marry or divorce someone, and he couldn't do it in the Catholic Church. So they decided they will have their own religion, and that religion will be the Church of England, and then they'll be allowed to marry. And so there was a separation from the Copper Age onwards. About everything there's a separation. But in the Golden Age, they are all united. So one religion means the religion of peace and prosperity. So it is not a physical religion here, it is the religion of peace and prosperity, that the dharma of peace and prosperity. There'd be one language and one direction and one sovereignty. Everything will be one. Before we go any further, do you have any questions or any comments?
Shanti Shirin Ben, I have one question. Baba talks about the rosary. Shiv Baba is at the tassel, and then we have Brahma Baba and Mama, and then we have the 8 jewels, then 108, followed by 16,000. Are all of these emperors and empresses, or are these kings? Just wanted to understand the hierarchy.
In the golden age, there will be an emperor and empress, and that will be Lakshmi Narayan. There will only be one Lakshmi Narayan at one time. And so I told you our lifespan is 150 years, right? And so we will have 8 dynasties in the golden age. And each dynasty will have an emperor and empress. And so it will be like this. The first Lakshmi and Narayan is Mama and Baba. Baba will be Narayan and Mama will be Lakshmi, the first one. When they have children and they ascend to the throne, right? That will be the second dynasty of Lakshmi and Narayan. And then after that, so when now they are children of Lakshmi Narayan, right? Children and other people of Lakshmi Narayan, they're the second dynasty. And now, when they have children, they will ascend to the throne, and that will be the third dynasty of Lakshmi Narayan. So that will be the third dynasty will be the grandchildren of Lakshmi Narayan one. And so like that, it will go on. So when Baba says it is one kingdom, means this transfer of power is voluntary and benign and with a lot of happiness. When Lakshmi and Narayan are ready to retire as Lakshmi and Narayan, they're very, very happy to pass on the kingdom to the son and daughter-in-law, right? They're very happy to do that. And so that will be the, hierarchy that coming down. And now, who are the 8? So when Lakshmi and Narayan 1 is happening, what will happen to the 8 jewels? The 8 jewels will be the people around. Like Lakshmi will have a brother, and Narayan will have a sister. And then, close family and friends. Right? They're 2 separate kingdoms. Lakshmi will be a separate kingdom, Narayan will be a separate kingdom, and they come together. And so like that, so those close family and friends, that will be, all of them will be in the golden age in the beginning of the golden age, but they will be, all the 8 will be there. Now, who will be the 108? The 108 will be the souls that belong to the royal court. The royal court, like in every Lakshmi and Narayan dynasty, there will be a court, a darbar, no? There will be a royal court. And in that royal court, whoever is sitting, all of the people, who are of royalty, cousins and or everyone, right? They will be part of those will be part of the 108. 16,108, I don't know what they will be doing in the golden age, but whoever it is, the 8, the 108, 16,108, at some point from the beginning of the golden age to the end of the silver age, they will get a chance to be part of the royal family or rule or something like that. In some kingdom, some family, they will be part of that royal circle. So in some shape or form, they will be part of the royal circle. Did that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
So Shireen, then later on, as we keep going down the hierarchy, a lot of them will be subjects and helpers and all of that, right? Although they might not be feeling they're one of them, but they will be playing that role, isn't it?
Yeah, they will be playing that role. So what happens is, like let's say Lakshmi and Narayan, right? uh, there will be the people who come and help Nara, let's say when Krishna is born, the people who will help Krishna, who will raise Krishna, will be close people. They will be like aunts and this and that.
So part of royal family?
Yes, or part of one family. They will be part of one family. That is why Baba keeps saying it is one family. There's no, they really will be, they might be distant relatives, but they will be like that. So when Narayan, right, there was this one Dadi called Devta Dadi. I don't know if you've ever heard her class. She was called Devta Dadi because she used to go into trance for weeks at an end and just be in the golden age. And at some point she stopped, Baba stopped her trance messages because she wouldn't eat anything of the old world, and then she started losing a lot of weight and started getting sick. So Baba stopped that. And so her, when she was in trance, what she saw would happen in the golden age. She shares. And so Lakshmi will have a lot of people around her. So where will they come from? You know, someone will come to wake her up, someone will come to dress her. They're not really servants. They're not servants. We say now servants, but really in the golden age, there is not that feeling. They will be part of one family, either distant relatives or cousins or, you know, like that. They'll be those people. Yes, they will have those jobs. I mean, they won't be Lakshmi. They're the ones who maybe come to wake her up or to come to dress her. Now, because our mind is so conditioned by the Iron Age world, we say, oh, but if you are dressing Lakshmi, you must be a servant. Not necessarily. They're family. They have different jobs in one family. Is that clear? All of you are very quiet.
Yes, I mean, this is beautiful.
Anyone else wants to share anything?
This is an interactive class. What is happening? Is it a lazy day today? Shireen, when one more thought comes, when you were talking about the features, you know, so one of the dadis in the classes had said that they all, you know, both women and men are, I think that was Dadi Gulzar, that they would have similar features. They'll be very kashish and very beautiful. They will be identified by the way they dress as male and female.
Yes.
Yeah.
The reason I stopped sharing is because I want to show you something.
Okay.
Yes, that is there somewhere in the presentation. Not only Dadi Gulzar, of course, shared that, but also Baba said that in the Murli, and I have it's somewhere along in the presentation. But I want to show you something. I want to show you, I'm redoing, the room I'm in is my office, and it's going to be my studio, and so I'm redoing it, I'm redecorating it. And so it's on the floor, Lakshmi Narayan. So excuse the fact that it's on the floor, but I want to show it to you. Hold on. Can you see?
Yes, we can see.
Okay. So can you see how you can't tell the difference between Lakshmi and Narayan?
Yes, they look very similar.
So Baba has said, and it's there in the presentation at some point, that only somewhere around the eyes you can tell that one is Lakshmi and one is Narayan. Can you tell which is Lakshmi and which is Narayan?
Yes, right is Narayan and left is Lakshmi.
Yeah. So also, if you go closer, I don't know if I'll be able to go closer. The tilak,
Yeah,
on the forehead, that is different. Somewhere around the eyes, that is different. So
I I was also thinking in a lot of pictures I see, I find that um, Narayan, being a male, has a bigger crown, of power, and Lakshmi has something is little less than Narayan's crown. Somehow they depict it like that.
no, that must be a leftover from the Iron Age,
Okay,
because it is Lakshmi first and then Narayan.
that's right. But
The Golden Age, it is Lakshmi first.
that's
So,
right. That's
have you
right.
ever heard Narayan and Lakshmi? It's always Lakshmi and Narayan.
No, you're right. But when you look at the
So,
pictures, sometimes
so
the male, when you're right. That is why Dadi Gulzar used to also say that it's a little different than what people have depicted. It's not
yes,
exactly how she sees it.
yeah. So the customs and systems, whether it's language, whether it is any custom and system, whether it is the sovereignty, the way everything is done, your outlook in life, everything is different. That's why it's the golden age. There won't be any leftover of all of our conditioning from the Iron Age. It won't be there in the golden age. So we have to understand that conditioning we have now uh, the conditioning we have of the Iron Age, there's so much of that we see, and even in the images you see that conditioning. But what happens is, in the golden age, you can't really, Baba has said this, you can't really depict the way people look or how things look, because you don't have anything in this world to draw what happens in the golden age, because the material we have also we have to use from the Iron Age, but we can't really use those because everything will be different there. Everything will.
Shireen, oh, Om Shanti, Shireen Didi. I have a question about the geographical area. I know it would be Bharat, but how extensive it would be? Is it mainly?
It would be in the beginning, right? In the beginning, I'm not talking about the Silver Age. In the beginning, it would just be the portion of India, like northern India right now, and Delhi will be Pakistan, but I feel it won't be Delhi. It will be further, where Ayodhya is right now.
Right.
Right around there,
Okay.
because Hastinapur was there.
Mm-hmm.
The layers of Ayodhya was underneath Ayodhya was Hastinapur. And so the capital also will not exactly be there. It will be slightly different place, but northern India, parts of what is now Pakistan, parts of what is now Kashmir, parts of now what is Russia, parts of now what is Afghanistan. So all of that area.
Okay. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Shireen, Russia, Baba has said, will be picnic places amongst the...
No, I'm not saying whole of Russia. Just a small portion, like the tips,
Okay.
the tips. That is in the beginning of the Golden Age. And as the Golden Age progresses, in time, let's say 500 years into the Golden Age, 1,000 years into the Golden Age, then things start expanding. By the end of the Silver Age, I feel, these civilizations like the Incas and the Mayans, Egypt, Greek, these civilizations, I think come by the end of the Silver Age, they are there. But in the golden age, there's just one kingdom, right? That's why it's one. You don't have a separate Greek civilization and a separate Roman civilization. All of that's not happening in the golden age. But by the end of the silver age, I think they're there. So it just keeps increasing from there.
Shireen, I came in a little late, so you might have described this and I didn't hear it. But do you have a sense of what a typical day would be like in the golden age?
We get up very early. We get up very early. We get up very naturally. And Baba has said that we get up by the sound of the birds singing. It's a very natural, the leaves, the birds, everything, they'll naturally produce music. And we get up early. So, and naturally we get up. There won't be any alarm clocks or anything. And there won't be any difference between sleeping and staying awake. We are so light and there's no burden that there is no difference between sleeping and waking up. And so we get up naturally in the morning, and we do have bathrooms in the golden age, so I'm guessing we're taking showers. Then, you know, we do have schools, colleges and schools, we do have that. And main subjects when we go to school will be art, painting, music, dancing. We do learn history, I heard. I don't know what history we learn, but we do learn a little bit of history. And the princes and princesses will also learn about administration and all of that. And so there is that. And so I'm sure, you know, we have something to eat, and there are 36 varieties of food, and we eat very little cooked food. The food, whatever we have, will have a variety of everything, and then we will go to school, we'll come back, we meet, we, you know, do all of those things. So we dance, we have darbars, and I don't know what we talk in darbars. There's not much talking. Whatever communication that happens happens through thought, through very little verbal communication. People speak very little in the golden age. And so that's pretty much what I know.
Shireen, Ben, I have one question. In regards to the food, is it completely sattvic? Is that why Baba encourages us to only eat sattvic, which means no onion, no garlic?
I don't think there will even be onion and garlic in the golden age. And forget about humans, not even animals will eat things. Even animals will be eating sattvic food. You know, so you forget about human beings, and definitely human beings, everyone will be eating sattvic food in the golden age. There will not be any sorrow for animals, for people, nothing. So if you kill animals, then you're creating sorrow for it. So there's no way you will kill an animal. It won't be the golden age if you do. So completely sattvic.
They'll probably have fruits that we've never even heard of, right?
We will have fruits that we've never even heard of, birds that we've never seen before. Everything will be plenty. Like there will be many kinds of grains, many kinds of fruits, many kinds of herbs, many kinds of everything. So our time is up, angels. So next time, I will go overboard.
Oh no, this gets fast really quick.
Next time we will finish this. I don't know how much I have. I have to go back and look how many more slides I have. But next
You
time.
know, Shireen, when we look at these pictures of Golden Age, and I have a Hindi book on Satyug, very beautiful. Same of Baba's Murli's excerpts in Hindi. And you know, when you start to get intoxication about that, you want to become complete very quick and just want to move on. I mean, you just don't want to wait. It's kind of funny, but you see the urgency and say, well, you know what? What is there now? Just work hard and move forward. So, yeah, thank you.
And you know, I feel, Baba, it's interesting because many times, you know, I have a thought, let's say in Amrit Vela, you know, Baba, how can the golden age get built so quickly, right? And then Baba will next day say something in the Murli, and I feel like he's listening to me. And anyway, one day I had this thought, how can the golden age get built so quickly? And then Baba said, you know, in the Murli, in America, they say, you know, you can build a motor a minute. So imagine what you can't do in the golden age. So you can build a palace like this. And so there is a time period and this is the critical time period. So there is the end of the confluence age, which is what we are in right now. We're at the end of the confluence age. And then after the confluence age ends, which could be 15 years, 20 years, whenever, after the confluence age ends, then we have a transition time between the end of the confluence age and the beginning of the golden age. And so there is a transition time, and in that transition time, things will change fast. And you see that now, things change so fast. You know, you think something is okay now and then change. Like who could have predicted Corona? Change like this.
Yeah, the purity and the power of thought will be so powerful. Things will get done very, very quickly. That's so true. Wow. So intoxication. I don't know. I just feel very intoxicated. What about the rest of you? Anyone would like to voice?
Me too, Didi. I also have the same feeling. When are we going there?
That's right. Enough of this old world.
True.
Yeah.
It gives a lot of knowledge to us. Of course, we have heard so many things, but definitely it's knowledgeful. Thank you, Sister Shri.
Thank you, Shireen. It's a big motivator to really do the work, to make ourselves complete.
Right, right.
Anyone else? No comments, huh? Wow.
Let's have just 2 minutes of silent remembrance and then we will end. Shanti.